Going live. Hi folks over on YouTube, Jenny here. If you haven't joined us before, this is a beginner-friendly ukulele play-along online, and I'd love for you to say hi in the chat if you'd like to. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're playing along or not, you're welcome to make requests out of the songbook, just like the folks here on Zoom are. And if you're ever wondering why some people are on Zoom and some are on YouTube, for these particular play-alongs, I invite my patrons to join me on Zoom. And then for Tuesday play-alongs, which we have a couple coming up this month, everybody can join me on Zoom. So come on over on a Tuesday if you want to join us on Zoom as well. I'll keep letting people in the waiting room over here, but we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to put the chords up on the screen. We will play whatever folks' requests are, just as many as we can get through in the hour. And I did add some more songs last month, so there's a bunch of new songs in this, but we don't have to play them. We can play the old ones just as I'm just as happy to go through those as the newer ones. I thought maybe for a warm-up we might look at Hand in My Pocket, which is also in the mixed level songbook. I don't think it has very many chords, which is why I thought of it for a warm-up for us. And I would recommend you playing this one, you know, however fits, all of the songs, however fits your level best. So if you're a brand new beginner, you may just want to play single strums on the chords you know. And if you're a little more advanced, start playing the strumming patterns that you know. Most of these songs are going to be in 4/4, meaning you get 4 beats. But a few of them might be a little different. I'll give a little instruction before each song, but keep it at your level. Don't feel pressured to do more. And you can always ask questions either in the chat here on Zoom or on YouTube as well. Let me know what your questions are. And Britta's saying hi over on YouTube. Hi Britta, nice to have you joining us there. And hey Jennifer, who just joined us on Zoom. For this song, for beginners, you can easily skip this suspended chord and just do the regular G where it says G sus4. Really the way that I use the G here is as a sort of a touch, like you just kind of add your pinky finger on top of the G chord there on the 3rd fret of your A string, and then you come right back off it again. So for example, in the intro, I'm going to do a down, up, up, and then I'm going to do just that sus chord just briefly. So you've got the G, G sus on the down up, but otherwise it's all G. So you can just as easily do the G, G, G without the suspended chord. And let's see, we've also got Natalie joining us over on YouTube. Hi Natalie. This song too, you know, I often will play with an island strum, and so that's how I'm going to play it now. But again, if you don't know the island strum yet, which is written up here but can take a little bit of time to get used to, then just do it down, down, up, or single strums, or just mark those 4 beats, whatever works best for you, or 2 of the 4 beats. You got a lot of room to play around with this one. The other thing that I do sometimes is chuck on this one, but I'm not going to chuck for our warm-up. You're welcome to, but I'm just going to go ahead and do the island strum all the way through. The one exception are these bolded chords, which are going to move a little faster, and when we get to them, I will probably just do a single down strum on those. And then the final G, G sus4, G are bolded mostly because you insert that G sus4 in there. But you can, again, play the G all the way through if that's helpful to you. All right, let's give this one a try. I won't go too fast on this one. Let's try it about this tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, G. This is the intro. We're doing 4 Gs. This is the 3rd one. Here's the 4th one. I'm broke but I'm happy. I'm poor but I'm kind. I'm short but I'm healthy, yeah. I'm high but I'm grounded. I'm sane but I'm overwhelmed. I'm lost but I'm hopeful, baby. What it all comes down to is that everything's gonna be fine, fine, fine. 'Cause I got one hand in my pocket and the other one is giving a high five. I feel drunk but I'm sober. I'm young and I'm underpaid. I'm tired for us there. Let me know if you have any questions on that one, but I'm going to go back to the table of contents here. Since there are 2 pages now, we'll go back and forth between the pages, but feel free to make a request from anywhere in the songbook. And if you do want to have a copy of this, but you don't already, it's free on my website, newukenewyork.com, and also in several public Patreon posts that you can find, so you don't have to be a patron to get it.
You never can tell.
Great, never can tell. All right, let's go all the way down to the very end of the alphabet. I think it might even be our last song. Let's see here. There it is. Yeah. Great. And I see in the chat too. Oh, my volume's a little low. Let me bump it up. Thank you for letting me know. I'm just going to go to my audio settings here on Zoom. That's not what I meant to do. Here we go. Bumping up the volume. All right. You'll let me know if that gets too loud. Is that a little better? Okay, great. All right, so for this one, for beginners, I'm going to recommend we stick with the easiest form of the C7 and the F. If you're more advanced, I've put in a lot of different options in here. You can try different ones on different verses. But you see this C7 that with just 1 finger and the F with just 2 fingers. You can go back and forth the entire song with just those 2 chords, which is really fun. And if you're practicing your chucking, this is a nice one to practice chucking on. So I will do both, the island strum and the chucking island strum on this one. I'll do the regular island strum for the first 2 stanzas, and then I'll switch into chucking for the high 5 phono. But if you're more comfortable not chucking, you can just keep going with whatever strum you're doing, and don't worry about the chucking. Okay, so let's start with the non-chucking. About this tempo: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, F. F. It was a teenage wedding, and the old folks wished them well. You could see that Pierre did truly love the mademoiselle. And now the young monsieur and madame have rung the chapel bell. C'est la vie, say the old folks, it goes to show you never can tell. They furnish off an apartment with a 2-room Roebuck sail. choice. I don't think we'd done that one yet, so since I added it to the songbook, thanks for requesting it. All right, what else do folks want to play? Here's the second page of the, let's see, it almost all fits. Let me make it a little smaller. I'll blow it back up when we're ready to play our first song. Oh, that's a lot smaller. Well, we can either see the beginning or the end. Good, Britta enjoyed that one. I'm glad to hear it.
Paperback Writer.
Great. Paperback Writer is one that we have played before, and we usually skip the riff when we're playing it here, or I skip the riff when I'm playing it here in our beginner-friendly play-alongs, but if you know the riff, you're welcome to play it. I will strum through it. So we're going to strum on a G if we're not playing the riff. So you are welcome to play the riff if you like, but since this is more beginner focused, I won't take the time to teach it. Mostly I'm going to do these single strums where we have the slashes. And I am going to try this walk down here, which moves a little quickly. So try it if you feel up to it, but otherwise just stay on the C. You're going to go on a single strum, C, C major 7, C7, which is just going from your third to your second to your first fret on that line. And I usually do down, up, down, so I can do it a little faster without having to do a down strum on each one, but however it works for you. Also, what else do I want to say about this one? We're going to end on the G7. We're going to play the G7, or that line rather, 4 times and then end on a single strum. I think a lot of people know this song, so it's not too complicated once you sort of figure out the pattern of it. So let's try it, and I'll kind of sing that riff if you're playing it. If you're a little bit more advanced, you can try it out. Let's try about this tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Paperback writer, paperback writer. Da, 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 da. Dear Sir, Madam, will you read my book? It took me years to write. Will you take a look? It's based on a novel by a man named Lear, and I need a job, so I wanna be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. It's a dirty story of a dirty man, and his clinging wife doesn't understand. His son is working for the Daily Mail. It's a steady job, but he wants to be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. Paperback writer. Paperback writer. It's 1,000 pages, give or take a few. I'll be writing more in a week or 2. I can make it longer if you like the style. I can change around, and I wanna be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. If you really like it, you can have the rights. It could make $1 million for you overnight. If you must return it, you can send it here. But I need a break, and I wanna be a paperback writer. 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 One more time on that line. Paperback writer. And here. All right. What I realized was that I accidentally lied to you. I actually, and I'm going to make a note for myself so that when I update this chord sheet, I fix this. I actually go up, down, up on these. So if you're trying to do those, I actually find that's a little faster, especially if you're coming in from a, island strum. If you're playing island strum, I find up, down, up fits in a little better. There is a tutorial on this one, I think, for my patrons as well. All right, let's go back up to the table of contents. That was a good suggestion. I like all the 7 chords in that song. That's fun. Britta and Natalie, you're welcome to make requests too, or anybody who might be lurking over on YouTube. Oh, here we got in the chat here. Dust in the Wind, great. This is another one that I have a whole tutorial on for my patrons that goes over all of the picking, but we're going to play it for beginners today, so we won't do all of that unless you're doing it on your end, which you're of course welcome to. So with this one, we're going to skip all of this picking notation in the beginning, but if you know how to Travis pick, that's a nice thing to do on this one. And we're just going to deal with the chords. So let me see how much of this song I can get on the screen while still showing you the chords. I think I have to go up here just for the very beginning. Well, there's a C up there, but hopefully we can remember the C chord, and I'll start down here. Not too terribly difficult chords here. It's got that C major 7 again, but I think that might just be in the picking. I don't know that we get it in the actual song. Yeah. So for the actual song, we've really just got C, G, A minor, and a D minor in there, and that helps simplify the song too if you're more of a beginner. Let me go back up to where we can see most of the chords again. I'm going to suggest you could absolutely play this one on Island Strum, and it would be a nice way to play it. But just for the sake of changing it up in this particular play along for people who maybe aren't comfortable with Island Strum or trying to get away from it, I'm going to play it with a down up strum, and on most of these, I'm going to get it 1 down up per chord here, and then as it's written on the page. But if you are more comfortable playing the Island Strum, you'd have to play a kind of fast Island Strum, which is why I wouldn't probably recommend it for this song. You could do it, but if you're more advanced, you could try it. And then we'll do California Stars after this one. Great suggestion. Good. So let's try a down up and see how that feels with this one. And we'll start here. The actual song starts on sort of the pickup to the first beat. I comes in on a G chord. Let's see, what can we do for an intro just to simplify that a little bit? It doesn't go with the C chord, but I think it's going to be easiest if we play the C chord for our intro, because that's what we're going to right after that I. So we do kind of a down up 2, 3, 4, I close. You could play the G as you play the I if you're comfortable doing it just on a single down strum, but if that's too fast for you, just stay on the C and hang in there. It'll sound better when we hit the C. If you're not playing the G, that I will be a little bit clashy right at the very beginning, but that's okay because it only goes for 1 beat. And I'll play the G, so you'll be able to hear it on my end. All right. Down up, here we go. And a C. 2, 3, 4. I close my eyes only for... Oh, sorry. You know what? Sorry. Because I haven't strummed this one in a while because we've been picking it, that's too fast. I think that when we get to the second line here, we're going to have to do that down up more than once for these chords because we don't want it to move too fast. So hang in there with me. If you know the song, we're going to strum until we get to the next chord, but it may take more than 1 down up. Yeah, so we're going to slow down a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I close my only for a moment, and the moment's gone. Now these get 1, 2. Hold my dreams pass before my eyes, a curiosity. Dust in the wind. instrumental line. It's great out there. You could, of course, sing along if you want. There's the G and A minor. 2, 3, 4. Now don't hang on. Nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky. It slips away, and all your money won't another minute by. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Dust in the wind. Everything is dust in the wind. And a down strum here. The good news is, since I incorrectly counted this before we started it the second time, I said an island strum would actually fit in nicely there. You wouldn't have to do a fast one because I was counting it too fast when we first started it. So that's the good news. If you prefer island strum, that is a nice one then to do island strum on. All right, here we are back at our list. Let me scroll down for the very bottom of this. California Stars, I remember. We'll do California Stars next. Is there one more request before we do California Stars? We can do them both in a row, or we can just go do California Stars. All right, we'll do California Stars. If you're still thinking, that's fine, and then we'll pick up another request afterward. Oop, I just went right past it. We've done this one quite a bit. I have recently revised the chord sheet a little bit to hopefully make it make a little bit more sense. We're still just doing the one time through. Although it says here if you're doing it twice, you can, play the whole thing again. But I'm just going to have it for the play-alongs. It makes the most sense just to do it one time. So we'll skip that line and we'll go here to second time through, where we do the intro 1.5 times at the end. And I'll talk you through that when we get to it. It's not terribly difficult. It sounds more difficult than it is. Similarly, this song you can play, like I always say, with just the C, G, and F. You don't have to play any of those suspended chords, and that F sus4 is not what I would call a beginner chord. So if you are a brand new beginner, that's not a friendly one to you. You can try it, but don't worry if it doesn't feel right at all. Even for more advanced players, that one is a weird one, and we don't play it very often. So you can just play the F there. You can do the same thing for all 3 of the sus chords. Just play the regular chord instead. But if you want to play the sus chord, you can try it out by sort of dropping it into our intro strum, which I built to be a little bit like how Wilco performed this song. So it has a little bit of a different rhythm that I'm going to play a couple times. You can follow along with me if you like, or you can just do single strums if you don't love that. When we get into the verse, it's going to be much more simple because you can do a down, up, or a down, up, chuck up. And that is a much more even, easy to follow strum. So feel free to just wait or play just down strums until we get to the actual verse, and it simplifies if you find this intro hard. But the way the intro works is like this. You've got a down, 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 up, down, and then you're going to switch if you're playing the suspended chord. But even if you're not, if you want to do the same rhythm, you're going to go harder on your up, down, up, down, up. And the C sus4 here and the C, or whatever chord is underneath, switch on these bolded ups. So that sounds like this. Down, 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 up, down, sus, up, down, switch, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, sus, up, down, switch. And it's that for all of the chords. We use switch, down, down, up, down, switch, switch. So you don't have to do that. You can just play C, 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 C the whole way through, and that's fine. But if you can get that rhythm, that's a nice thing to do. And you're going to get another chance to do that in the middle of the song, and another chance to do it here at the second time through notation and again at the end. So you've got lots of time to try that rhythm out if you want to, or just do C2, 3, 4, C2, 3, 4. That will work as well. All right, let's give this one a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, C. Sus. My finger slipped. D. Here's the F. You can just keep going on that F. C. I'd like to rest my heavy head tonight on a bed of California stars. I'd like to lay my weary bones tonight on a bed of California stars. I'd love to feel your hand touching mine and tell me why I must keep working on. Yes, I give my life to lay my head tonight on a bed of California stars. The intro down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, C. I'll do the chucking on this next one, but you don't have to if you're not. And the C. I'd like to dream my troubles all away on a bed of California stars. Jump up from the started and make another day underneath my California stars. They hang like grapes on vines that shine and warm the lover's glass like friendly wine. So I'd give this world just to dream a dream with you on our bed of California stars. Intro. 1.5 times, so all the way through these 4 lines. And then we'll do the top 2 lines one more time. Here's the final C. C again. G again, then the bottom 2 lines of the song. So I'd give this world just to dream a dream with you on a bed of California stars. One more intro time. Now single downstream if you want. End it on. Very nice. I like that song a lot. I got a request over from Natalie for Black Boys on Mopeds. Great. I just released a completely public, open to anybody YouTube tutorial on this song. So if this is one you like, that you've never heard before, that you don't get right away, that you want to work on more, there's an almost hour-long tutorial for you on YouTube from me that you can work on it with. So this has 3 chords, C, G, and F. This is a lovely Sinead O'Connor song from the 90s. And I have chosen a different strum than we've done so far in this jam, so that's good, but not a terribly difficult strum. So for this one, because it goes more in a 3-beat, not in a 4-beat or 2-beat, I've chosen down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And you do kind of hit those downs a little more heavily. I'm just doing it on the C chord. And that can be your strum through the entire song. And the last verse is the verse chords again with oohs. So pretty much through the whole song you have C, G, F, F. C, G, F, F. There's a couple of extra Fs at the end of a verse, but otherwise that C, G, F, F just keeps repeating in the chorus too the whole way through. So it's not going to throw you for a loop in terms of what chord's coming next most of the time. But when we get to that final verse with the oohs, which if you don't know Sinead's version, I'll let you know how it goes when we get there. It's very simple. We're just going to do another one of these C, G, F, F, C, G, F, F. So you can look right up above to see the chords there. And here's the chorus in the middle of the song. I only wrote it out once. This would be just on one page, but we'll go back up to it there where it says repeat chorus. And we'll play this opening line twice, but you're going to do a down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Do 2 on each of those chords for the intro, because this isn't a fast song. We kind of work our way into it with that intro. All right. 1, 2, and 3, and 2, 2, and 3, and. One more F. There we go. Margaret Thatcher on TV, shocked by the deaths that took place in Beijing. Seems strange that she should be offended. The same orders are given by her. I've said this before now. You said I was childish, and you'll say it now. Remember what I told you. If they hated me, they will hate you. England's not the mythical land of Madame George and Roses. It's the home of police who kill black boys on mopeds. And I love my boy, and that's why I'm leaving. I don't want him to be aware that there's any such thing as grieving. Young mother down at Smithfield, 5 a.m. looking for food for her kids. In her arms she holds 3 cold babies, and the first word that they learned was please. These are dangerous days. To say what you feel is to lay your own grave. Remember what I told you. If you were of the world, they would love you. 3. England's not the mythical land of Madame George and Roses. It's the home of police who kill black boys on mopeds. And I love my boy, and that's why I'm leaving. I don't want him to be aware that there's any such thing as grieving. One more verse with ooze. All right. Thanks for suggesting that one, Natalie. Let's go back up here to table of contents.
Bad Moon Rising.
Great. Let's look at Bad Moon Rising. we talked about this one, I think, in our last beginner play along jam, which is that this one has a little bit of a different pattern. It's sort of built around a 4-count, and the island strum works well for a lot of the song, but there's a chord change that is easier if you're just playing downs on it. So what I would suggest is if you want to play the island strum, you get ready to either just keep playing the G or G7 through this middle section and skip the Fs, or you're going to want to do a 2-count for those, meaning you can do an island and then you need to do 1, 2, 3, 4 if you're going to change those chords. Each of those gets 2 beats, and then you can go back into an island again. You can also do this alternate island strum, but since we're doing this from a beginner level, I'm not going to go into great detail on that right now. So I'll just play regular island strum. If you want to make it even simpler, what I was just saying was that you could just play the G7, not the F. So then that would sound like this. I see the bad moon arising. It won't sound quite as much like the original, but you can get away with that bad lasting through moon if that is what helps you play it. And we'll skip this optional instrumental verse and chorus. And you can throw in a chuck if you want to during the second half of that song. I mean, you could do it through the whole song if you really like chucking, but I'll keep mine just to island to keep it a little simpler. And it's pretty much straight island strum on the refrain, don't go around tonight part. All right, let's give this one a try. 1, 2, here's the intro C. C. I see the bad moon arising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today. Don't go around tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. I hear hurricanes are blowing. I know the end is coming soon. I fear the rivers overflowing. I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Don't go around tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Hope you got your things together. Hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. When I is taken for a night. Don't go around tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Don't go around tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. All right, great suggestion. Go back up to the top here. You have time for a couple more?
Count on me.
Great. Bruno Mars, Count on Me. Further up here it is. So for this one, if you want to try something a little different, for beginners, this might be something you've never tried before. For others of us, we've done this one before. There, you can pluck your first note. You can do this one on a down, down, up strum or an island strum, but I like to pluck my G string and then do a down, up, pluck, down, up, pluck, down, up, pluck, down, up. Just a variation, same rhythm as a down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, and two of them fit in the same space as an island strum, which is why they can all kind of be used interchangeably a little bit, but I like that pluck on this one. Let's do that. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. That's how we'll do the intro for this one. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, C. 2, 3, 4. If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll Okay, what else? Oh, hi Tiffany. I see Tiffany's checking in over on YouTube. All right, we got one in the chat. Rhythm of the Rain, great. Let's look at Rhythm of the Rain. This is one that, again, when we play this on the Tuesday mixed level Zoom jam, sometimes we go through the riff, but I won't make folks play the riff on this one. Of course, if you know it and you want to play it, you should feel free. We're going to stick with the main chords here, and I'm not going to do anything complicated with the picking either. I'm going to suggest a beginner picking pattern that if you want to pick along with me, you can do, but you can strum or pick this one however you want. So for beginners, trying out picking, whether it's your first time or whether you're just still getting comfortable with it, I recommend going from your G to your A string, just in a row. G, C, E, A. I'm on the C chord here. Just doing it like that. G, C, E, A, G, C, E, A. If that's a little too fast for you, you can also do it half that speed. G, C, E, A. But give it a try if you want. And if you'd rather strum this, island strum will work nicely, or that down, down, up strum twice will work in those chord spaces as well. So make it work for you. We're not going to do the optional picking verse. I've just included that here for people who want to do it when they're playing at home. And let me see if I get the whole thing on the page. There we go. We just lost the C chord at the top, but otherwise we've got all of the chords here. So let me do, not too fast, if anybody is picking this one for the first time. You can always do the single strums too if it's still too fast when you're strumming. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 2 C's here. Listen to the rhythm of the falling rain, telling me just what a fool I've been. I wish that it would go and let me cry in vain, and let me be alone again. So those ones that are bold just get 4. The only girl I've ever loved has gone away, looking for a brand new start. But little does she know that when she left that day, along with her she took my heart. Rain, please tell me now, does that seem fair? For her to steal my heart away when she don't care. I can't love another when my heart's somewhere far away. The only girl I've ever loved has gone away, looking for a brand new start. But little does she know that when she left that day, along with her she took my heart. I'm going to switch to strumming in case you're strumming. Rain, won't you tell her that I love her so? Please ask the sun to set her heart aglow. Rain in her heart and let the love we knew start to grow. Listen to the rhythm of the falling rain, telling me just what a fool I've been. I wish that it would go and let me cry in vain, and let me be alone again. I wish that it would go and let me cry in vain, and let me be alone again. One more C. All right. Very nice one. That was a great request. All right, we have time for probably one more, maybe 2 if they're short. Any requests people have been holding on to that you've been hoping you get to make? Too late for American Pie. Tiffany's saying you have nice memories with that song. Your dad used to play it when you were little. Lovely. Anybody? I can pick one if nobody has a burning desire for any of these.
Fields of Gold.
Great, Fields of Gold. That's a nice one. I like that one because this will feel a little bit like a cool down. We'll end our session with a slower tempo one. And this is another one where you could pick roughly what we were just doing. Actually, you could do exactly that because I see here we've got an 8-beat count for picking that works nicely. And what I just did on that last song was this 1, 2, 3, 4, numbering the fingers, not the strings. And you could do that for this whole song. And you could also, again, do island strum for this whole song. So it works a lot like that last one. There are some bolded chords here, which are just going to get a half count rather than a full one. So that, you know, if you are doing the picking, you'll just do a 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you were doing a strumming, you might want to do a down, down, up on those. And it switches in the bridge which chords get the bolded, but otherwise it's fairly repetitive. There's a lot of the same sort of verse. This is also a nice one to practice your G to E minor pinky trick if you haven't heard that before. That's something I learned from Cynthia Lynn, and basically if you're already playing a first position G here, you can just add your pinky, reach around and add it to the 4th fret of your C string, and that's an E minor, and then you could go right back to your G if the song called for it just by lifting that pinky again, which is the reason to try it out and not to drop the G shape behind it. But if it's tangling you up to try to use your pinky there and it's easier for you to move to the E minor, please of course do that, but it's just another option. And if you're practicing that sort of thing, this is a good song to do it on, although you're mostly going from G to E minor, not back to G again, so it's not as useful as, say, in a song like Hallelujah, which is where Cynthia teaches that trick. All right, so for this one, let me do similar to the last one that I did. Let me this time though, I'll do the opposite. I'll start with strumming and then I'll switch to picking midway through, so that if you're doing one or the other, you'll at least have me for half the time. And I'm going to try not to change my tempo radically in between the two, which can be tricky if you're going back and forth. But I'm going to switch to my picking on the See the West Wind move there in the center of the page. But I'll start out with the strumming. And it starts on a pickup before the E minor, so we can just kind of strum E minor together if you want. And then I'll count us in, and it'll be like a 1, 2, 3. You'll remember. It'll come in on the 4. All right, so here's our E minor. 1, 2, 3. You'll remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. You'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we walk in fields of gold. So she took her love for to gaze a while upon the fields of barley. In his arms she fell as her hair came down among the fields of gold. Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley? We'll forget the sun in his jealous sky as we lie in fields of gold. See the west wind move like a lover's soul upon the fields of barley. Feel her body rise when you'll kiss her now among the fields of gold. I never made promises lightly, and there have been some that I have broken, but I swear in the days still left we'll walk in fields of gold. Many years have passed since the summer days among the fields of barley. children run as the sun goes down among the fields of gold. You'll remember me when the west wind moves upon the fields of barley. You can tell the sun in his jealous sky that we walked in fields of gold, that we walked in fields of gold, that we walked in fields of gold, that we walked in fields of gold. All right, thank you very much. I think we'll stop there. Our next play along jam will be on this coming Tuesday, so I'll be posting info for it soon, and you can join me, everybody can join me for that one on Zoom. This one will be the one that's from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time, so I know it's a different time, doesn't work for everybody who can make this one, but I thought I'd mention it, and all those dates are posted up both on my website and also on Patreon. Thanks. First, over to YouTube. I'm going to say goodbye to you folks first. Thanks for being here. All these play-alongs are kept up on YouTube, so you can revisit it or start it from the beginning if you missed the opening, or visit an older one if that's helpful to you. I hope I will see you again. Thanks for the suggestions in the chat.